is your WCIA 3 forecast first. Sponsored by Napleton's Kia of Urbana.
We continue to see little blips on the radar moving through our area, generally coming in now from the west-southwest direction going towards the east-northeast direction. And our temperatures from earlier on, they really haven't changed a whole lot. Now instead of the right around 50-degree mark, we're right around the upper 40s or so. The temperature in Champaign at 47. Wind speed still noticeable too, coming in still out of the southwest. But good news is just not as strong as what it was earlier on this afternoon. Unfortunately though, for tomorrow, it's still going to be a blustery day. Now we do see more sunshine at times, and it's not going to be raining like it was earlier today, but still a relatively cool day, topping out at 61. WCIA 3, your local news leader, starts right now.
Now on WCIA 3 News.
People have to start thinking, you know, it's common sense.
She's just one woman, but she's trying to get people to change how she's fighting against those who park illegally.
Plus, it's the end of an era for one city as one mayor steps down and another takes her place.
I have an associate's degree from the Community College of the Air Force.
But that military service doesn't mean anything for several universities. How some are trying to make it easier for veterans to finish their degrees.
You're watching your local news leader. This is WCIA 3 News at 10 in high definition.
Somebody actually is taking notice. Someone actually is, you know, holding people accountable.
That someone says she's tired of seeing people park where they shouldn't, and now she's taking matters into her own hands. Good evening, I'm Aaron Bennett.
And I'm Jennifer Roscoe. An Urbana woman is taking note of drivers who park in handicapped spots without the proper permit. Those people often don't get caught, but she's trying a new way to hold them accountable. WCIA 3's Erin Eads live in Champaign. Erin, she says she is on a mission.
Yeah, Jennifer, if you park here and you don't have the proper permit, watch out, because not only are you risking a $250 ticket, your car could become infamous on the internet.
It's just aggravating.
April Manette isn't the boogeyman.
I'm not lurking behind dumpsters with binoculars or anything like that.
By all means, she does want to scare some drivers.
I'm a big one for accountability.
Scare them into doing the right thing.
People that have no regard to anybody's feelings or ability and just like, whatever. I mean, they just have that attitude like they don't care.
They're not hard to find. This pickup truck at the Amtrak station, this SUV at Aldi, and all of these.
Every day. Every single day.
Manette snaps pictures of the perpetrators and posts them to her Facebook page. But before that, sometimes she even confronts them.
I'll call them on it. They'll throw tantrums. They remind me of children. You're getting upset with me because I'm calling you out on breaking the law.
Her son, David Berger, has a disability. When his permit is made useless by someone illegally parking in a spot, he feels the same way.
Kind of mad.
Individuals have no respect, and individuals have no compassion for those that really do need those spots.
Manette is only one individual.
Somebody has to speak up for them. Someone has to.
But that's all it takes to lead a charge for what's right.
People have to start thinking, you know, it's common sense.
Manette has been posting pictures on Facebook for several months now. She says she pays particular attention to businesses that park vehicles here or other company cars that park in these spaces. Live in Champaign, Erin Eads, WCIA 3, your local news leader.
All right, and Erin, so where do we want to see these pictures? I want to see them.
Right, well, these pictures are on her personal Facebook page. Her friends are able to comment on those and share them, but perhaps a more direct effect for anyone who's in this situation of parking where they shouldn't is that she often calls the establishment that they parked at before any of the posting even happens.
All right, good thoughts. Thank you. Now, Manette isn't the only one cracking down on illegal parkers. We're digging deeper for you. Last year, Urbana City Parking Enforcement wrote 70 tickets to drivers parking in handicapped spaces without a permit. At $250 each, that adds up to more than $17,000 worth of fines. 2 paramedics are okay after they crashed their ambulance on the interstate this weekend. It happened on I-55 near Bloomington. They say they had just dropped off a patient when they hydroplaned on the wet road. The ambulance crashed into 2 guardrails. The 2 were sent to the hospital and ended up being okay. But they say taking care of each other was a first for them.
It was different, you know, having to take care of my partner. You know, I was treating my partner and his injuries at the time rather than my own.
The accident report shows the driver was not at fault in the crash.
Business owners and seniors in Champaign County could be the target of a new scam. The Chamber of Commerce says someone is making calls claiming to represent an outside company working with the chamber. They say it's to sell ads for a list of local resources and emergency contacts for seniors. The chamber says they do work with outside vendors, but this isn't one of them.
We would encourage any member who receives a call that they question, that doesn't seem legitimate, that they should contact us directly, get a return phone number for who they spoke to, and then contact us.
Officials say if they are working with an outside group, chamber members will be told about it ahead of time. That's always through a letter, newsletter, or email. 2 new faces were added to the Decatur City Council tonight. David Horn and Chuck Kuhl took the oath of office. They were elected last month, but they weren't the only ones. Returning Mayor Julie Moore-Wolf and Councilmember Pat McDaniel also took that oath. And as of tonight, Diane Marlin is officially the new mayor of Urbana.
Laurel Pressing passed the torch after serving the city for 12 years. It happened at tonight's City Council meeting. WCIA3's Emily Braun live in our newsroom. Emily, Marlin says she is ready to take charge.
Jennifer, she's got some fresh ideas, and she says she can't wait to take the reins. Marlin is just moving over a few seats at the City Council podium. She served as the alderwoman for Ward 7. She says her first order of business is to finish drafting the city's budget for 2018. Beginning the search for the new city administrator is also high on the list. Pressing says as she steps out, she hopes to see a few projects she oversaw carry through.
I hope we solve the hospital tax issue, and I'd like to see the historic Urbana Lincoln Hotel restored to what it should be.
I've actually been at the city building much of the last 3 weeks during the transition and preparing to take office. So I feel I'm as ready as I'm ever going to be, and I'm excited to get started.
Pressing says her proudest accomplishment as mayor was maintaining the city staff when the recession hit. Now, Jared Miller will be taking Marlin's place as the Ward 7 alderman. This will be his first time serving in a municipal government role. Live in the newsroom, Emily Braun, WCIA3, your local news leader.
Emily, thank you. Now, the Urbana City Council also accepted a grant tonight, allowing them to demolish abandoned houses in that city. The grant comes from the Illinois Housing Development Authority back in February. 67 other communities, including Champaign, also got the offer. The money will let them tear down abandoned homes and maintain cleared lots. The Champaign City Council is voting on whether to accept their grant at their meeting tomorrow night at 7.
Veterans could soon have a head start on enrolling in college. A bill designed to give military vets college credit passed the state Senate, and it now heads to the House. WCIA3's Capitol Bureau Chief Mark Maxwell talked to some veterans on campus. Mark, what was their reaction?
Aaron, the veterans I talked to were grateful to hear that there was progress on this front. For decades, vets would often return from active duty, only to face a long and complicated process trying to get into college. Frustration would sometimes set in when vets were told they had to retake classes they already took in the military in some form. For instance, some would learn a foreign language. Others might have advanced technical or computer skills, on-the-job training. Now, these experiences could pay off in college credit after the Senate voted 54-0 to advance Senator Michael Hastings' bill. Hastings himself served as an Army captain in the Middle East in both Iraq and Syria. He's also a grad at U of I. Now, those following his footsteps may well have an easier path to graduation. Staff Sergeant Joseph Bateman served in the Air Force, still in the National Guard. He had to retake some classes in areas he had already studied.
I have an associate's degree from the Community College of the Air Force, which is regionally accredited, just like Richland, Parkland, Heartland, and the University of Illinois didn't accept it because it's a military transcript. So it would be great not only for us veterans to get our degree quicker and help the economy faster, but also more responsible to the taxpayer.
If the bill passes, state universities and community colleges would all be required to set up a system to review military experience and translate that into college credit. Senator Hastings is hopeful this piece of legislation will help replenish a drought of nurses, EMTs, and other medical professionals. If this bill passes, schools would have until June of 2019 to develop this new military experience review process. Aaron?
All right, interesting, Mark. Thank you so much. VA records show more than 750,000 veterans are currently using GI Bill benefits to pay their college tuition at a total cost of more than $11 billion a year. This Senate bill could cut down on those costs, helping vets to move through college faster. Well, a handful of unions are preparing to endorse one candidate in the race for governor, but now one of his primary rivals is hitting back. J.B. Pritzker's campaign plans to officially announce the endorsements from at least 3 Chicago area labor unions later this week. The campaign for Senator Daniel Biss immediately slammed Pritzker in an email blast. It included a link to a series of labor boycotts at a number of Hyatt hotels. Pritzker inherited his fortune from the Hyatt hotel chain. Candidate Chris Kennedy is slated to receive an award from the Irish American Labor Union next week.
The last 3 days were a whirlwind at the State Farm Center. Just how much money Garth Brooks brought in to Champaign County.
And still to come.
We just basically just watch the water if it comes up or subsides.
And this time, it just kept rising. Why, that water had her worried for her son today.
Plus, the Illini men's basketball season is over, but the team met for one final time tonight.
Live from your local news leader, Jennifer Roscoe, Aaron Bennett, Central Illinois' most accurate forecast, and Brett Bairns on sports. You're watching WCIA 3 News at 10.